Okay, friends, today is my hopefully brutal concealer declutter. I think I have about 35 in here. I'm not sure. But, you know, I couldn't use all these in a million years if I tried, and some of them have gone bad because this is that very thing. Even though I try them, I don't use them up because I find ones that I really adore, and then some of these just go by the wayside because I forget about them. Now, I also have all of these, which are the color correctors. These are going to be fairly easy for me because I kind of know exactly what I want, but there's also 2 treatments in here. So I do have these. I said there was 2, but I have 5. So I have some from Tula and then Bobbi Brown, or not Bobbi Brown. Get your glasses on, Melissa. Let's just start this video right. I have 3 of these from Tula that are under eye prep primers treatments. I have the 24/7 Power Swipe Hydrating Day and Night Treatment Eye Balm. I have the Rose Glow and Get Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. And then I have, good save. And then I have the Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm. I don't know. I might actually keep all of those from Tula because they are all really good and they all serve a purpose. Now, I did try to find a knockoff on Amazon for that one, for those from Tula, and couldn't really find one. I did find this one from Kimusi. I don't know how to say it. It's a Korean brand. This is a hydrating balm. It's very hydrating, but I'm not impressed by it. I actually think that it did make my concealer just crease a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. And then this one from The Rock. It's a multi-correction revive and glow eye balm. I didn't like this one either. And the reason I didn't like that one more than anything is because it felt a bit too greasy as well. So I'm actually going to declutter that one too. I keep this white around from LA Girl. This is the Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer. It has just a little paintbrush type thing. This one isn't like a true white. It's more of a highlight white. You probably can't even see it on screen. But what it does is it really does help lighten up underneath there as a treatment right before you go in with your concealer, or you can mix it with your concealer to lighten any that are too dark. So I'm gonna probably keep that as well. One of them that I'm going to keep only because I want to use it up like when I'm out in the sun. Not because I really enjoy this per se, but this is a really good concealer slash SPF for and treatment for around your eyes. So I wouldn't recommend that you go out and buy this, but it did get sent to me and I do like that it has the protection in it for your eyes of the SPF. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. One of them that I'm not going to keep is from Folklore. It's the full coverage concealer, but this one is, and it says it's tan, but it is a bright peach. This one's just too old. I didn't mind it, but if you really don't need any more than concealer, don't buy this extra corrector. I wouldn't do that at all. Bobbi Brown, I thought I was going to love this corrector because so many people do. But again, I found this one to be just a little bit too, it's a little bit too emollient. So when I use it, I end up getting more creasing from my concealer. So I'm probably going to go ahead and declutter that one. I'm going to declutter this one from Sigma. This one has 2 in there. This is the medium to dark one. I think what I was a little bit surprised about this one is I am very fair, and using this was about the right color. So you'd have to be almost white, see-through, to be able to use the other lighter colors. So this one is very emollient, and I don't like that they are that emollient. I mean, I don't want something to tug, but I also don't want something that's going to slide and have my concealer slide off with it. This is the Pixi by Petra. I've been touting this and saying how wonderful it is for years. This one's brightening peach. This one is the perfect consistency as far as I'm concerned. So I'm going to keep that one. I have one from e.l.f. that is okay, but it's just not everything to me. So I'm going to get rid of that one as well. I'm going to keep this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I like that one as well. That one is in medium and it's got a good consistency to it. I'm going to keep this one from Catrice. Although this one is just a little bit lighter than the other ones that I use. I'm still going to keep it because I do actually like that. This is good on no makeup days when you just need something to go under there and really brighten everything up. So that one's good for that. And then this Becca one. I'm going to keep this one for comparison purposes because I know that this is the holy grail for so many people. And this one is in medium. Now let's go on to the actual concealers. I'm going to get rid of this one from Ulta Beauty. That is a corrector. I didn't like this one as far as its consistency or anything. So that one's going to go. I'm going through some that I know I really don't like. From one size, this is a cakey mess. This one is the turn up the base. For me, this was just a cakey mess. Too dry on that one. Born This Way from Too Faced. This is so much like Tarte Shape Tape that there's no way that I could wear it. I don't know why I went ahead and tried it again, but I did, and I'm very disappointed in myself for buying it again. Kulfi. I don't know, again, I don't know why I did this. It's okay, but it's not one that, this is my second purchase, is why I'm saying I don't know why I did this. My brain gets ahead of my mouth. And so this one, again, it just models underneath my eyes, and don't want that. I can't have that. That was just a mess. There is one in here from Rose Inc. This one is way too old. I didn't appreciate this one either. It had some modeling in it, but this one is a clean brand, and these go bad. If you open a clean brand concealer, don't plan on having that thing for a year like you normally would be able to with other concealers. But, you know, they're going to go bad fairly fast. So Rose Inc. is going to go. I'm picking out ones that are going to go because I guess I just want to. Oh, I found another corrector from Fenty Beauty. I actually do like this corrector because it's super orange, which counteracts that purple so good, or the blue. And it's a little bit more stiff. So it's not going to tug stiff, but it's going to give you a lot of coverage with a tiny bit of product. And so I think I'm going to keep that one too. This one is from Charlotte Tilbury, Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. This one is like white, super white colored, and it's just way too light for me. And it's a medium. So I don't know what the crap happened on that, but it was okay. It wasn't the greatest, and I'm keeping only the greatest today. So that one's gonna go. Not a ton of coverage on it, but enough to be all right. I'm going to take these that are from Maybelline, that are the Instant Age Rewind. I'm gonna stick these in my purse, which is basically declutter. These are not okay concealers for me. So many people love these. These are so many people's ride or die concealers, but for me, it just doesn't give enough coverage, and by the time I blend it out, it's like it blended away to nothing. So those are going to go as well. I'm also going to get rid of this one from RMS Beauty. I wanted to love all of these from RMS Beauty because everybody said they did, but this one, it dried out. The top of this is so dry that I can't even, I mean, there's nothing coming onto my finger. So I don't know if you can even break that. This dried out so fast. It's not that great. This one from NARS creases every time I wear it. This is the Light Reflecting Eye Brightener. So, yeah, and it's old too, kind of crusty in there. So, it was okay, but I wouldn't tell you to run out and get it. It's not something I would, say go get it right away. This is the color correcting palette from Tula. So you have some powders down here that you can use, and then these are all color correctors, and I never ever reach for these. This one's too old as well. But if you want a color correcting palette for creams, this is really good. You can see that I dipped the most into the one that's the peach, but I am going to declutter this one, too old. I'm also going to declutter this one. That is from Tarte. This is the Creaseless Creamy. This is a brand new one. Hardly any coverage, but a lot of people, like I've heard a lot of the other influencers that are over 50 are really liking this one because it's thinner. So if you don't have a lot of darkness like I do, I need a very pigmented formula without it being too thick. This is good, but it doesn't have enough pigment in it. I'm also going to declutter this one from Tula for the same reason. Now, I did like this one. This one is super light, super easy to blend out, but just not enough coverage. And if this had a little bit more pigments in it, I would go ahead and go for this one every single time. But I'm going to declutter it because it's just, for me, it's not got enough coverage. I'm also going to be decluttering my Makeup by Mario. I might get some pushback on that, but every time I wear these, it gets modeled underneath there. So it's kind of doing the break apart thing. It's settling. It's just, it's not great, which leaves me with a lot of them that I do like a lot. Let's start off with this Rimmel one, the Multitasker Concealer. This one is really pretty good. I actually wore this twice this week and was just shocked that there was no creasing and the amount of payoff as far as how good it covered. Oh, I do have another one I'm going to declutter. This one from Koki. Even though this one from Koki says that it's hydrating, it's a little bit too thick. So like I said, I need a thinner formula with high pigment. and this one was just too thick on me. So I'm going to declutter that one too. Now this one is just about everybody's favorite at the drugstore. Bear With Me Concealer Serum. Now I'm putting this in my purse to use as a foundation as well, because I just can't get coverage out of this. I know there's so many people that love it, but it's the same thing with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I can't get enough coverage. Oh, another one that I don't want that gets modeled, Milk Makeup. It didn't work either. I'm surprised at how many I'm actually looking at that just absolutely did not work. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one, modeled, and it's old too. So that might be why it's doing more break apart just recently. Okay, the ones that I love, this is going to be like in not any particular order either, but I've raved about these, a lot of these for a long time. Kosas. This is one of the best concealers on the market. The reason that I stopped buying it is because I heard the horror stories about Kosas having mold in a lot of their products. And that's because, again, it's a clean beauty brand without any preservatives in it that you're going to have to purchase every 3 months. But I did stop buying this, but I'm going to try and use this up fairly quickly. I do love the formula on this. One that I discovered really recently is from Daunting. I do like this one very much. I will be doing a video with Daunting products fairly quickly, not right away, but fairly quickly. I do like this one. If you needed to use this one as, you know, you're all over makeup, that would be good too. That's really what I've been doing with a lot of these, is skipping foundation and just using concealer all over my face, kind of spot concealing. Works out really good. I love Shiseido, and I thought that this was a sample one, and it's not. I love the consistency of this one, but look how little this is. And then I went looking for a couple of Shiseido's complexion products like this right here, and they were sold out all over the place. They don't even carry them at Sephora anymore. So I'm not going to recommend this one to you, but I'm going to use it up because I loved it personally. And I think you might still be able to get this at Nordstrom's. You might be able to get this one at Nordstrom's. No, get it at Nordstrom, and then you might be able to get it. And you also can get it on Shiseido.com. I do know that. Ulta Beauty has a beautiful one, gives you great coverage, and it's very lightweight. That's a beautiful one. e.l.f. is probably my one that I tell lots and lots of people that this is a great dupe for, like a Natasha Denona or even an Hourglass one. This is a really great one. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I really like this one as well. I'm not showing you doe foot applicators. This one has a big doe foot applicator. Now, the Pretty Fresh from ColourPop, I would say that this is the one that is my very on the line as far as, is it a great one for somebody that has super dark circles or not? So I do have to use a tiny bit more of this because it is not quite as pigmented, but this one never creases and it feels so nice. So it's not drying. A lot of concealers are super drying, and when you're an older woman, that's one thing that I cannot have. And these that I'm talking about are not drying. You do need to set them down, don't get me wrong, because you're gonna have creasing unless you set them down with a little powder, no matter what I do. If I don't do that, and I've got this look right here where I'm going like this all day long trying to get those little creases out of my eyes, under my eyes. But that's a good one. IRL, or the In Real Life Filter Finish from Revolution Beauty or Makeup Revolution. This one is a good one too. I just tried this out again this weekend because I wanted to make sure it was good for this video. So this one is a good one, drugstore as well. And then of course I love the True Skin. This one is from Catrice, and it's a hydrating one as well. Beautiful one. Again, this has really good coverage without getting too thick. So that one's a beautiful one. I do want to tell you that these two concealers right here, these are what I'm wearing today for concealers. These two concealers are that uber creamy emollient formula that is like a super cream. So this are the two concealers that have probably the most pigment of any I have in here, and they are super thick. I am putting an emphasis on super thick because you have to be so careful with these concealers. But if you learn to use these, you're going to love them. And you do have to set these down. The thing that you have to do with these is it is a dot. So this one is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eyes. You know, so many people hated this because it was so thick and they didn't know how to use it. This is like a pro makeup artist concealer when it's this consistency, because you are going to need to use a pinhead amount. It is a tiny amount. and then you buff it out. You don't wait like I do normally with others. You're going to buff it out, get it looking the way you want to, and give it a second. Make sure there's no creases, and go in and set it almost immediately, which I don't do with any of my others. But it's the same thing with the Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I love both of these, and can you see how small these tubes are? These will last me a super long time. But I love both of them. It's just that there is a learning curve on here, and I can do you guys a video on this particular formula if you want me to, but these are beautiful. Love them. One that can kind of be considered drugstore pricing. This is the Best Skin Ever from the Sephora collection. Beautiful. It acts like It acts like Tarte Shape Tape. Oh my gosh, that was funny. So it acts like Tarte Shape Tape, but it's not drying like that. So it has this great consistency, this great coverage. I love this one. I just used it again the other day, and I was like, I don't know why this one is even put away, because I do really, really like it. So those are the ones that are more affordable. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my top 4. Okay, are you ready? Hourglass. This is an incredibly gorgeous, gorgeous concealer. I need a new tube of it because I can see in here that I can see the sides of it. This is pretty, pretty, pretty. I do love these so much. I think it's one of the very top that you can get for concealers. And you buy a tube like this, and yes, I know this is expensive. This is like luxury. But this lasts me so much longer than ones that I have to put more on because they don't wear the same way. So I love that. I love the ones from Dior, the Forever Skin Correct from Dior. You can use this as, I have 2 of them. I have a summer color and a winter color, but you can use this for a foundation as well. Beautiful. Absolutely love it. Big, huge doe foot applicator on these. This one, yeah, that one looks like perfection on. My second choice for any concealer would be Natasha Denona, and this is her High Glam. This is another one of those ones that just, it's super easy to work with. You need just a tiny bit, and you're going to get this perfected look, and it's not going to crease. Don't get me wrong. You're going to have to set down your concealer with powder. If you're anybody that smiles or has any expressions during the day, you have to set it down. Here's your tip. This is what I do. I take my brush. There went my glasses. I take my brush. I put it down in my powder, and then I'll go into my palm of my hand, and I'll work that into my brush, that powder into my brush. Then I'll start down here at my chin, and I'll go up my chin, and then I'll go underneath my eyes with whatever's left on there. And then I just do the rest. Every time, that's what I do. I do it on half of my face. So down into the powder, and then tap off, work it into the brush, start down here on the chin, and then go up underneath the eyes. That way you're getting the least amount of product, the least amount of powder under those eyes. So it's perfect tip for the way you should be doing your eyes, but you have to set them or you're gonna get creases. I don't care how good the concealer is. My #1 concealer of all time, and this is the tube that is empty. Actually, right now, I have to go get another one. Tower 28. This is an amazing concealer. Lightweight, super concentrated pigments, but it never feels heavy and never makes me look older underneath my eyes. Fabulous, fantastic, 100%. I love this concealer. All time best. Okay, so let's find out how many I still kept. 13, 14, 15, 16. I kept 16. Whew, how many did I get rid of? Okay, but I did get rid of 14, so that's really good. I got rid of 5 of the correctors, and I actually am keeping 5 correctors as well. All those other ones were treatments that I just wanted to share with you, so I'm going to keep those. But I think that's pretty good. I almost cut it in half, so 16 kept and 14 gone down the road. So hope that you enjoyed these style videos. I love doing them because I haven't done purges in such a long time on my makeup, and I've been getting way too behind. I think it's been way before I moved into this house, and we've been in this house a year and a half, and it's time. Watch this one on how to apply your concealer all the time, where you can get perfect under eyes every time you go out. Take care. Love you much. Goodbye, my friends.